Hi, Geordie. Such a
Hello,
pleasure.
man. How's it
How
going?
are
Good?
you?
Yeah,
I'm
not bad.
good. I'm so excited to talk with you. And I want to start the interview with that. I had the opportunity to listen to this new single. We are pretty excited to listen to the whole album that you're producing,
Mhm.
that you are um, launching to the world. So, first of all, can you talk me a little bit about the process of making this new album, the process of making this new sound.
Well, it was done over about 9 months from last September to this April and recorded. Half the songs were recorded in Brazil, half the songs were recorded in London. Uh, and the whole process has been very new for me. It's all using session musicians, the whole album, about around 30 in total. Different guys on each song, different guys doing overdubs on each song, and with the whole intention being let's get the most out of each song by admitting that music is, so hard and everyone is different. Everyone is better at different things in music. So with each song, let's find someone who fits that song and let's find someone who doesn't fit that song who can play another song, you know? Some of the songs have crazy drumming, some of the best, most technical drumming you've ever heard, really fast, frenetic, insane, similar to like we're doing with Black Midi. And in fact, Morgan does play on this album. And some of the songs have really groovy, simple drumming. It's likewise with the rest of the instruments. There's some jazz piano, there's some simple piano, there's some guitars by me, there's some guitars by a really slick, Steely Dan type player. There's all sorts of different stuff going on. And the
And
whole point is that, sorry, what are you going to say? Sorry.
no, no, continue, please, please.
Just that the whole point is that it's trying to make as varied and as diverse album as possible with all the types of music that I like, trying to come together, but giving them all putting them through the prism of my own kind of personality and tastes and stuff.
I love that you're mentioning because when I listen to the first single, I catch a little bit of jazz. It remember me to Japanese jazz.
Mm-hmm.
I catch a little bit of salsa. So I like that mix of like sauces, right, in this album,
Mm-hmm.
and I think that's so sick to hear. Something that catch my attention is that you mentioned you record half in England, half in Brazil. Why was that?
Well, we recorded some songs in London last September, and I knew for the next bunch of sessions that I wanted to work with proper session guys. And I knew I wanted to have like really slick guys that could play like as if they were playing Michael Jackson or something. Or preferably guys that had experience playing Latin music. Because a lot of the influences for the album is this like a lot of salsa Fania records and all this stuff. And also the Brazilian stuff, Milton Nascimento, Ja Bosco, and Gilberto Gismonti and all this stuff. So I wanted people that were experienced playing that stuff. And then I remembered, wait a minute, Black Media playing in Brazil in December. We have days off. So I texted the guy I know in Brazil. I only know one guy in Brazil, but I texted him and said, by any chance, do you know any musicians? Do you know any studio or anything? He said, don't worry about it, man. I've got it all sorted. And he just texted a musician, sorted out the whole recording day, got a studio, did everything. He sorted it all out. And it was amazing. And we got there and the musicians were brilliant. They were absolute virtuosos. We went through the songs. We did like 4 songs in 2 days and it was amazing. And some of the biggest songs on the album, the best songs, and maybe were the ones with the Brazilians because they just got such a technique and a discipline, and it just has the sound that is exactly what I was going for. It's the first time I did a recording where it was exactly how I envisioned it. There was no compromise. There was usually you have a vision for the song, you end up recording it. It's not quite as good as you wanted, but this was really just right, and it was better than I had envisioned it. So it was a great experience, and it was really, yeah, quite amazing.
And something pretty interesting to me about this new sound and the sound that you have been managing in the last few years with Black Midi is that your projects sound like theatrical. For me, it's like I'm seeing I don't know, like a movie, and it's the anti-hero, and the music in the ground are your music. So
Hmm.
something that calls my attention, it's first, you have inspirations not only in the music but in other arts. It could be movies, it could be series, it could be books, it could be video games. And second, in what media would you see your project, like in a movie, in a series, or anything?
There's definitely a strong, always, I'm saying to people, giving them visual references or something. Like, for example, someone is playing a horn or something, or trumpet part. I say you should play this more like passing traffic. Or with a drummer, I can say, imagine stormy sea. This kind of stuff, like where it's like you're gonna give them a visual reference, or even say it's kind of cliches, right? But you need to start with these cliches to get to stuff that's it's just a good way of getting things off the ground. Even like in this Holy Holy song when we were first doing the outro, and the guys playing the Bend the Roads, I say then proper, come on, give me proper Miami, driving an open top car down this highway. Um, so it's always at the back of or at the front of my mind in creating it, and it comes through. I'm glad it comes through when you listen to it because it is very powerful. I love that kind of music where you listen to music and immediately you start to see things and imagine things. It doesn't just exist as music; it exists as a disembodied thing that can create its own worlds and stuff. And that's the whole thing with this album. Is it's all about atmosphere. Every song has its kind of. It's more about the atmosphere than about the song itself. There's a sound to the whole album, and it comes together to have this thing of existing in its own world.
Yeah, when I was listening to Holy Holy, I was imagining in my head like an anti-hero from an anime or something like that, and the music
Hmm.
sound in the background. So I think it could be great in some other forms of media. Something interesting that I was reading is that you're preparing a tour. You're
Hmm.
starting tonight or tomorrow. I don't remember exactly the day, but I want to ask, how are you preparing this new phase of your career in the live, like in the live aspect, right? What are you preparing? What the fans can we expect from this new facade?
Well, I'm trying not to make it too boring. I'm trying to keep it going where still working on new music and still getting things that can happen in the moment. Some of the songs from the new album are more like jumping off points than finished songs that you play beginning, middle, end. It's more like there are bits that you can extend, there are bits that you can try out different stuff, there's a bits that are adaptable, there are bits that one of the songs on the album is 2 minutes on the album, but we've been playing it live 15 minutes, 20 minutes, 25 minutes. So there's this adaptability. And also I want to work with a lot of different musicians. My plan is to have one band for the UK and Europe, another band for America, another band for South America, another band for Japan, another band for Mexico. So it's like working with different musicians all the time, having this thing of the songs being, because it's never going to sound like the record, you may as well get different people in who are going to bring their own thing to it, and see how it changes and adapts and evolves.
And any plans to come to Mexico?
Not at the moment, but like I think it should be sorted soon, probably next summer.
Ooh, that's great to hear. We are here in Mexico. You have a great fan base. I
Oh
have
yeah,
a lot of friends that are huge fans of your project, of your music, of your message, and it will
nice.
be pretty happy to have you here on Mexico. And I want to talk a little bit about the future. It, personally, what do you want for your career, for your future? You want to keep making solo? Do you have plans in other stuff?
I just want to keep doing albums. This album has been the most rewarding musical experience I've had so far. I want to keep doing more. I want to do an album every year, keep it going, work with different people, try going in different directions, try giving different challenges. But yeah, basically, I just want to keep doing them. I want to keep doing more albums because I loved this experience. I'm so happy with the final product. I think it's a really good album.
for someone that hasn't listened this new album like myself or a lot of people, what would you say is the best song to get into the new sound of Geordie Greep?
Well, it's probably just Holy Holy. So it's the best start. That's why it's a single. It's the best way into it, and I think it's it's the biggest track. I think maybe it's the best track. But the rest of it is better in different ways. You know, there's all sorts. There's a track called Bongo Season, which is kind of more jazz style. There's an instrumental song. There's the track Blues, the first song, which is a real crazy song, and I think is this kind of black MIDI style that I was doing a lot of, saying so many words in a quick fashion and having crazy instrumental underneath. I think it's the most successful application of that. I think it's the best in terms of that kind of experimental thing. It's the best song I've ever done like that. So that's why it comes at the beginning of the album, maybe, to say, we've been trying to do this thing for however many years. This is the best it's ever gonna get, and it starts in the album, and now we have the new stuff, you know? But you're gonna like it, man. It's a good album, I think. It's gonna be really cool.
I'm pretty sure that it's gonna be probably one of my favorite albums, not this year, but in the decade.
Cool.
And I listen to a lot of fans. I know it's a little bit a sensitive topic, but that I are worried about the stop to black MIDI. What could you say to those fans that are worried, that are like stressed about this?
I don't know. It's one of those things where it's like music is always changing, and it's always, you know, there's different things happening, and I think it's much more exciting and much better and much like more in the style of historic bands everyone likes, to do 3 albums that you're happy with, and then, you know, when it doesn't make sense, not do it and see what happens, rather than do albums just for the sake of it, you know?
Yeah.
I didn't feel the need to do any other albums with that MIDI. It wasn't the way it was going. So it just says, okay, let's just see what happens in the future. But for now, I'm much more interested in doing this, and I think it's a better result. I mean,
yeah, I agree.
MIDI was a good. We did some good stuff, and it was a cool thing. But I think when everyone hears this album and they see how much more focused it is, in my opinion, they're not going to be so upset. They're going to be happy with it.
I agree with that. The fans are very excited to listen this new album, to listen to your new work. I don't want to steal more time for you. So one last question.
Uh-huh.
Describe me Geordie Greep in 3 words.
Their new sound.
I like that.
There we go, man.
Thank you so much. It was such a pleasure for me to talk with you, and we hope to see you soon here in Mexico and have you in here on foot, like in the station.
Okay, brilliant. Nice. That would be great. We can do it tonight.
We hope. Thank you so
Next
much.
time.
Yeah.
I see you later, man. Have a good
See you
one.
later.